Hi, welcome to the Afrocentric Woman. Thank you for tuning in. Wanted to share a few things with you ladies. Because according to my analytics, the biggest audience that I have are women ages 35 to 45. So that's great because that's exactly who I definitely try to gear content towards that demographic. So there's a few things that I want to share with you because some ladies are, I guess, consuming like dating information online, like what struggle bandits are saying about what other men and other communities want. And, you know, they're not actually dating. Like the ladies are not actually out there dating. They're waiting, I guess, for the perfect time, or they're gonna eventually get around to doing it, or they might do it one day, but they aren't really actively out there dating. So I'm here to tell you that a lot of the information that's being shared about what men of other communities want is really not true. It doesn't really bear out if you are actually out there dating. So, from my experience and talking to other women who are successfully dating, who are Black and who are in their 30s and 40s, um, it's similar. So, there's a lot of guys who are in their like late 40s, 50s, or even early 60s, and they have kids who are like 20. They have kids who are 20. And so, for them, a lot of them, it's really weird to date women who are young as their kids. So they still want a younger woman, but they don't want so young to where it's like they couldn't potentially bring the person home to their family because it's just weird. Now, I will say like for most guys who are social climbing, they definitely like they like they're well off and they have a lot of money, but they're not really finished social climbing. For them, it's even more important. One thing I found out from this woman who lives in the Northeast, and what you'll kind of learn about the U.S., like the U.S., is like there's different pockets of money. So like Silicon Valley money is really, really different from like New England money, which is different from like New York money, which is different from like Florida retired old Jew money. You know what I'm saying? Like there's different pockets of money, and these communities have different social norms based off of their geographical location, their like ethnic and cultural background and things of that nature. So I can tell you for the Northeast, it's very sort of like it's harder to break in to a lot of those communities, and the women are very much so gatekeepers. So one thing that this lady told me, and she's married to a multimillionaire and she lives in the Northeast. She lives in like New England. She was like, she has her girlfriends, right? So like they're all in like junior league, and they have like their own social circles, right? Just the ladies who are married to these multimillionaires. And these women are in their 40s. And so if they have a breakup within their group, like a divorce, like if one of the guys gets divorced and he tries to bring a 20 something year old around, the women shun her, basically. Like they don't invite her to brunch, they don't invite her to like couples trips. And so that guy who tried to bring the 20-year-old around, the 20 something year old around, a lot of times he gets isolated from business deals and stuff because they're making business, they're talking about business and stuff like that on different golf trips and couple trips and things like that. So I say that to say that these guys, they might like play around with 20 something year old women, they might spend money on them and stuff like that, but as far as like a relationship and bringing them into their social circle, they won't do it. because especially in the New England, those women won't accept women that are their own kids' age. So I think that that really would help because there's a lot of false information going around about walls, and once you're over 25 your life is over, but that's not really relevant. It's only relevant on YouTube, and it's only relevant among struggle bandits. But if you actually get out there and you actually start dating, you realize that it's not really relevant, because there's guys who are specifically looking for women in their like mid to late 30s or like early 40s. And as Black women, that's definitely where we sort of like our competitive edge goes up the older we get, because we look good. We still look good in our like mid 30s to 50s, right? We still look very youthful. And so there's all these guys from different communities that they're used to their own women, so aging poorly. Like these women really like past 28 start to like look really old, unless they do a lot of plastic surgery, but even the plastic surgery can only do but so much, right? So you find that if you expand your options and you start dating older men from other communities, they really appreciate the maturity that a woman in her 30s and 40s has. They appreciate being able to have um, meaningful conversation, and they appreciate that you still look youthful and good, right? So I've actually found it to be like, I don't know. It's just like I feel like my real life and the YouTube conversation are really like very not congruent. Because when I live in my real life, I'm like, none of the YouTube talking points, none of it bears out. None of it. None of it bears out. Hey, Sissy, Asia. Hey, Kissed by Dark Skin. Hi, Programming. Hey, Selfish Love. Who else is in the building? Hey, everybody else is in the building today. But yeah, I haven't found that to be true. And so I found that a lot of older guys really value women. They're actually looking for that too. They're actually looking for women in their 30s and 40s to date, because they want to have a conversation. I think maybe when they first like, if you're talking about an older guy who has been divorced, I think he might go through a little phase of time where he chases after the 20 somethings, and then he kind of gets tired of that, right? He's like, well, I've done everything I wanted to do. I still got it. He's like, oh, I still got it. I, got with this 25-year-old or this 23-year-old. And then they're over it. They're tired, the games and the insecurity that a lot of women in their 20s have. And then they're over it. They're like, all right, been there, done that. Now I'm ready actually for like a real dating, like a more robust conversation. You know, I don't want to feel like I'm talking to my own child. And so, and that's where, our, competitive edge comes in as far as dating. And so I really think it's important for Black women in their 30s and 40s to understand where you have the most in like pull, like where you have the most desire, like your desirability, like among which groups and among which age groups. Because, there's still a lot of us who haven't quite come to grips with, I mean, like, for example, I was talking to this one lady who's she's like around the same age as me, and she's really pretty and she's not getting any dates, and she's like limiting herself. She's trying to find a unicorn, in her words, high value Black man. And I'm like, okay, but you're not getting any dates. Like, why don't you open it up um to other guys? Why don't you open it up? Because you probably would start actually going out on dates. So I think some of the frustration that women have, Black women in their 30s and 40s have with dating, is that they have they're looking too young, first of all. So you're trying to find a guy that's too young, your guy your own age. He's probably trying to date somebody in their 20s. So you need to go up to the upper 40s and 50s. And if he says he's 50 something, he's probably 60 something because guys lie about their age. And if he says he's in his late 40s, he's probably in his early 50s because guys lie about their age. This is something that I've learned. They lie. So there's that. But yeah, go older. Go older and it may take a while to uh get over the hump of trying to find the perfect, like, oh, he's going to be muscle bound and 6'4" and all of this stuff, and like a unicorn black high value man, and it's like, okay girl, you are setting yourself up for no, to like not be dating. Basically, you're gonna set yourself up not to be dating if those are the criteria, because that unicorn doesn't really exist, right? So if you come down on your height, if you go up on your age, uh, then that's going to open you up to another market of men. And you know, I go by the tenets of, after you've had about 3 dates with 3 different gentlemen that treat you like a princess, you're going to be over those, old standards, or those old like fantasies that you had about these unicorn guys that just don't exist, right? Because there is a group of men that really like actually go after women in their 30s and 40s. And the great thing about a lot of this stuff, like the great thing about what's happening right now is like there's been white guys that have approached me, and there've been like a few of them have been like, wow, like, I've never gone out with a black woman before. A few, and I really don't make a big deal about it because I just don't like to make a big deal. I just want to be treated like a woman, so I don't make a big deal like, oh, this is like interracial this and that and that. I don't really harp on that. I just, like, you're going to treat me like a woman and I expect a lot and all of that. And that's kind of like helped everything move forward. Hey, call me Coco. Welcome to the chat. Will you please love on, oh, thank you. I'm on my phone, so I don't think I have the ability to pin any of these. Oh, yes, I do. All I got to do is tap it. Okay. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Now I know. Um, so yeah, that has been my experience, that women in their 30s and 40s, we definitely have, it's really the attitude about how we feel and our own confidence level. I would say really limit the content that you consume from bandits, because even if you don't believe it, it does start to seep into your subconscious, and none of it's really true. Like, maybe there is some truth to like some of it, like guys like younger women. Yeah, it's true. But guess what? If you're in your 30s or your 40s and you date a guy in their 50s, you're still younger. You're still younger technically, right? You're still younger. So yeah, guys might prefer younger women, and so when you bump up your dating age, then you're still younger. So you still are a hot commodity. You're still very desirable, and there are communities of men who really desire us. So hey Jolie, welcome to the chat. This woman who doesn't exist, is she here too? Hey girl, welcome to the chat. um yeah, so that has been my experience. um 50s, late 40s and 50s is like my sweet spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the guys I'm dating now, like, his son is already like has a master's degree, right? So, I mean, he's not really looking for a 23-year-old girl to date, a woman to date. He's not really looking for that. He's in his mid 50s. So he's not looking for that. There is a caliber of guy that does go super, super young, as possible, but a lot of them don't have a lot of social currency. A lot of them don't have a lot of status. There are a lot of guys out here who care about like what their image is, and they need a woman that's going to fit into their lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of, and I've actually noticed that like sometimes I'll go out and I'll see women in their 20s and sometimes they're cute, but the sophistication is missing. You know what I'm saying? Like they're cute and they're just not really fully in their skin just yet. Like they're cute and it's like, okay, I see you with your fashion over dress, girl. I see you, girl. You know, they're cute and they're pretty, but they're just the sophistication isn't there yet. That confidence that you get the closer you get to 40, the closer you get to 40 as a woman, the more you feel confident in your own skin. Because a lot of women tend to be very insecure in their 20s, and I don't know if it's just a rites of passage or if it's just something that we just have to go through or whatever the case is. And you'll try to talk to women in their 20s and give them information and stuff like, hey, you know, hey, feel confident about this or don't second guess yourself on that. And no matter, we can say that until we're blue in the face and then they still, lack confidence. Yes, I'm noticing this, the substance is lacking for that particular kind of guy. Yeah. Yes, I found and noticed that. Not fashion over girl. Yes. This is where all the cool girls are. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, sis. But yeah, the sophistication a lot of times is lacking. And so if you think about a man who's an executive or who is prominent in some type of way, like he's thinking in his head, like, can I take you to the golf course? Like, can I take you like to a gala? Can I take you to the opera? Can I take you um, like if you fly first class, have you ever done that before? Can I take, he's thinking like, yeah, you can have fun. And I would even encourage a 20-year-old, like if you're 23, 24, 25, and you want to date an older man and go spend his money. Like, I'm not going to tell you not to. But what I'm saying is that for the women in their 30s and 40s, when these guys are thinking about relationships, a lot of times that's where we come in. It's more than just fun. It can be fun. It can be fun for sure. But when you talk about like ongoing dating or dating that can lead to a relationship or commitment, a lot of times these guys with prominence and with reputations and with things on the line, they have stuff to lose. They actually have social circles. They think beyond just like their immediate desires, right? Their immediate things. They're thinking more long term and they're thinking more like, how is this woman going to fit into my life? How is she going to get along with my buddy's wife? If me and my buddies if we all go to a lodge and we go like hunting and the women stay behind, is she going to get along with them? Am I going to continue to get invited out if I introduce her to my buddy's wife? Is she going to make a good impression on this woman to where I continue to be invited, or a colleague or a business partner? If I introduce her to my business partner's wife, will they hit it off and I get more business deals? This is how these men think. This is how these men think. They're thinking, especially the ones who are still building their wealth. Um, so you can't apply bandit logic to the real world. It's just fantasy. Don't get caught up in any one bandit's personal fantasy. They're telling you what wealthy men say and do, but they don't actually hang out with wealthy men. They don't know what the fuck these guys are doing and who these guys are spending their money on, who these guys are spending their time with. They have no idea. Because I can tell you, I know of brown and dark skinned Black women who are connected to wealthy non-Black men. and they're living good lives. And I can tell you from my own personal life, I don't have a problem dating. I have a problem with too many date offers. That's my problem. My problem is too many too my problem is too many why is my little one calling me on my little one is calling me from her tablet. I don't know why. Yeah, my problem is too many date offers, too many men that want my time. My problem is managing my time. My problem is not getting a date. Like, so that's why it's like listening to some of this stuff, it's like it's just so irrelevant to my life. Listening to these little trolls in basements scream about desirability, and it's like, I don't know what you're talking about, but that's not my life. And I want other Black women, I don't want you to get caught up in bandit like fantasy. I don't want you to get caught up in that because it's just not relevant. Selfish Love says, I'm around high value men all day, every day, and none of these men act like these YouTube bandits. Exactly. Just got here, girl. This video title is all the way correct. Yes, and um, Uppity, if you ever want, I don't know if you have any videos of you talking about your courtship with Mr. Uppity, or if you want to talk about that, but whenever you, if ever you want to, you're welcome to come on the channel as a woman in her 30s and talk about um, your courtship process with Mr. Uppity. And I had talked to Mocha Mommy about that too. I think she was open to talking about her courtship too. But I think yours would be really relevant because I think you guys courted in your 30s, and I think like women in their 30s and 40s definitely need a lot of Black women in their 30s and 40s need a lot of encouragement in that area because many of us have internalized this bandit talking points that are just not real. They're not relevant. They're not, especially when you get out there and you really start dating. Yeah, YouTube bandits made me giggle hard. Yeah, so look, I think so the woman who doesn't exist, you want to hear about Uppity Unicorn's dating her courtship process? Because we all want, girl, I want to know how you snag Uppity. Me and Mr. Uppity only have a year behind us, which means I got with him past 30. Yes, that's what I'm saying, sis. And you're so beautiful and youthful looking. Like, girl, like, we're blessed. And we need to understand that at this point, like, maybe at some point, other women had a little bit, some advantage over us. But now in the 30s and 40s, it's Black women's time to shine because we still look 20 something. This is our time, y'all. This is our time to shine. They get like the best of both worlds. They get the sophistication, the class, the passport stamps, the education, the life experience, the conversation, the savviness and the skills as to catering to the male ego, catering to the male and conversation and seduction, all that you get with time in terms of your womanly development in your 30s and 40s, and you still look 20 something. That's why we're so highly desirable by these men in other communities and men who have money. I'm telling you. I have I have an older Indian guy who's completely smitten with me. When I tell you smitten, like smitten with me. Absolutely smitten with me. He's just like gushes over me, you know? And so that I think that is really That is the what we have to really like tweak as Black women dating in our 30s and 40s is the target. We have to change the target. We have to really put like our desires, we have to put our desires above um, our old fantasies. Let's see. Uppity says they ain't trying to be seen in public with someone who looks like their daughter. Yeah, they really don't want to have conversations with her either. Um, like one of my guys, I think I talked about him one. Like, yeah, we really connected on travel and language, and he just like loves talking to me. He loves talking to me. It's like, you are just so smart. You are just so intelligent. So the thing about the bandits is because they are dumb, right? They don't haven't really accomplished anything in life. And they say, I don't care about your degrees and I don't care about your education. Well, yeah, of course you don't, because you don't have it, right? But men in other communities, they actually want an intelligent woman. And if you're in the market to have children, or if they want more children, or if they want children like just to start a family, they are looking at your education level because they think like you're going to be teaching my child. That's how these guys from other communities think. You are going to be the first educator of my child, and they try to go for the smartest woman they can get. Yeah, they want a beautiful woman. All men love beauty, but they're also thinking about what's your gene pool like? Are you intelligent? Are you smart? Like what's your education level? They want to know these things. If they're trying to procreate with you, they want to know that you're educated. That actually highly educated Black women have a lot of um they have a lot of currency, a lot of desirability in among men of other communities. They value highly educated women, and they don't care about your student debt. It's not a deal breaker for them. They don't give a shit about that. They understand that there's cost to investment. They understand that. And if you have a master's degree and $100,000 debt, yeah, that might not, be a great selling point, but it's definitely not a deal breaker. Because in their mind, they don't see it as stupid debt. Now, if you have $100,000 in credit card debt, they might be looking at you like, okay, she might be financially irresponsible, and that might be a hurdle to overcome. But a lot of men of other communities don't see student debt as anything bad. They see it as you investing into yourself, and you had to do what you had to do. So there might be bandits that try to use your education as a weapon against you, but that doesn't bear out in the real world. It doesn't, because other men don't think like that. Call Me Coco says, that's what I'm noticing now, that they get the best of both worlds with us well-rounded and youthful women. Yes, exactly. Oh, I missed that one. I just got hit on at Kroger last night that was in his 20s, non-black, and at Publix, an older non-black guy wants to take me to Paris. Okay, Kissed by Dark Skin Hypergamy. Look at my videos on getting flued out before you accept the trip. But you might also want to like date him a little bit in your city if he lives in your city before you decide to go out of the country with him. Exactly. She is no longer Becky. She's now Rebecca, and mad that Keisha from high school still gets carded. Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, N.R. Simmons, you're correct. Indian men in Seattle are smitten with Black women. Our dark skin is similar to their Black home beauty. Yes. Yes. And I've found that too for myself. Like, it's mostly been South Indian guys that have been attracted to me. Um, it's mostly been South Indian guys who've been attracted to me, and so I know like a lot of the people there have very dark hues. So I think that might be um part of it. So yeah. The highest let me see. The highest paid sugar baby on earth is 40 something years old. Nina Peterson, African American woman with like 5 children. When you get to listening to her speak, you see why. Okay, let me check her out. Um, Nina Peterson. I'll check her out because I love listening to sugar babies. They have a lot of good information to share. So I will check her out for sure. Non-black men are intrigued by intelligent black women. It throws them for a loop and they want more. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Peterson's first child is in her 20s. Oh, is in his 20s. He's laid back. The rest of her children are mixed. You can see on her children how divesting improved her life. She's dark skinned. Ooh, I love it. I have to check her out. So y'all go. Does she have a YouTube channel or anything? Uppity? Yeah. Coco's interested. I'm interested too. Okay, kissed by hypergamy. We got to talk about this language. I politely declined. I told him that I enforce my worth and require to be earned. Okay, baby girl, have you been listening to my channel and about how to talk to men? Have you been listening? Because I think that you can word this better to get what you want. Hey, the African humanist, welcome to the live. So, kissed by dark skin hypergamy, I think that you can word what you're trying to say differently to get what you want. Because maybe you will or maybe you won't. Okay, maybe you will or maybe you won't go to Paris. Um, yeah, I require to be earned. You don't ever want to say that to a man. I wouldn't say that to a man who's trying to court me. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Yeah, so kiss by dark skin hypergamy. I think that it's very important that we as women learn how to talk to men. So you know in your head he needs to earn this and he needs to earn that. But you know that, but you don't say that. So what you'll want to do is if he's inviting you to Paris, say, "Oh my gosh, don't say no and don't say yes. You just leave it very vague." When you leave it vague, it adds to mystery and now he has something to work towards. So like, okay, that sounds really interesting. Like, um, I would love to swap travel stories, maybe across the table one day at dinner one day and leave it at that. At that point, he should invite you to dinner. Then you can talk a little bit about traveling. And you don't have to tell him you need to earn me. No. When he suggests the restaurant that he wants to take you to, and then you determine if the restaurant is acceptable to your standards or not. If the restaurant isn't quite acceptable, then you offer up a couple of other options. Like, oh, well, I'm really in the mood for seafood. What about here or here? And from there, you start to work towards maybe or maybe not. And then you keep stringing him along about the trip. But if you tell a man you have to earn it, it comes off as masculine. Yes, sis, watch my video. I have a video on how to talk to men and get what you want. That would be a good one for you. And then I have two videos on getting flued out that has to do with destination dates. So watch those as well. But I think that maybe where you are right now, it makes sense for you to date inside your city until you get more comfortable. Now, it's really important for us to get out there. Like, it's so many women I'm talking to, they're talking about dating, they're talking about, you know, but they're not dating. I'm like, girl, what are you waiting for? Let's go. Like, let's get your dress, get your heels, get your handbag, get out on these dates, girl. Especially like I have a whole child, y'all, which anchors me to the house. I can't even go out as much as I want to. So I would love to live vicariously through some of you ladies who don't have children, who I feel like, why aren't you out like 3 or 4 nights out of the week? Why not? Why not? Yes, thank you for posting the link, Call Me Coco. So Kiss by Dark Skin Hypergamy, and for the other ladies in the chat, Call Me Coco posted the link to How to Talk to Men. I mean, that's going to be really important because it's part of like our feminine development to get what you want out of these guys. And you get good at it by practicing. And so that's why you don't need to be perfect before you start dating. You need to just get out there and start talking to men. You can even talk to men any opportunity that you get. If you go to like get your oil changed, talk to the men that's going to be like fixing on your car, like bat your eyes. Okay, let me tell y'all what I got the other day. I now whenever I'm going to go get something done to my car, I always wear a dress or I wear like a little jumpsuit. I always show a little bit of skin. I find that it helps me out a little bit. So I went to the tire shop. The tire shop was about to close in like 8 minutes, right? So really, I should have been turned away. I walked to the tire shop and I was like, and he was like, he looked at my leg. I had this little jumpsuit on. He looked at my legs and he looked at me and he's like, "Can I help you, ma'am?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, like I really need a tire rotation. I hope I'm not too late." He was like, "No, ma'am. No, no, ma'am. I'll take care of you." I'm like, "Oh my God, thank you." You know, whatever. Like, girl, I don't like, I needed my tires rotated. I knew I was late as hell. And if I had been looking frumpy, I'm pretty sure he would have turned me away. It was a Mexican guy. I'm pretty sure he would have turned me away. But the way I looked and the way I talked to him, I was able to get the car service. So I say that even if you're like not necessarily ready to date, think about any time you interact with men uh, that you can talk with them or get stuff from them, get anything extra, get them to treat you special, give you special privilege, open up your door, carry your bags, throw in something extra when you're checking out, give you a discount on your food, whatever. Like it all counts. It all matters because if you can't talk to the mechanic and get something from him, then it's going to be hard for you to date a guy with money and get money from him. So all men can get, it's the same tactics to get money, to get extra, to get better treatment, to get treated like a princess, basically. Like that's always the goal, right? To get just catered to and cared for so that you can just kind of like be delicate and like have them do the hard work. And you invest in your looks and your speech and your cadence, your laugh. Um, I'm trying to think. I have a video on here talking about fitness and learning your body shape. So it's really important to kind of like learn your body and learn how to dress yourself, like what it is about you that you want to accentuate. What do you want to play up? Like, what is it special about you? Call Me Coco has a cute little voice and a cute laugh, right? So one of the ways that she's probably going to get resources and treatment is through sweet talking guys. Right. You know, Uppity Unicorn has a full top, right? So she can get what she wants through, accentuating that, so it's important that you learn what it is about you. I've got long legs, right? And a booty. So I can always throw on a little short set or jumpsuit or something like that. And um, accentuate my hips and my legs, right? So you have to learn what it is about you that you want to accentuate, and you're going to use that to your full advantage. Like, yeah, we don't really play fair over here. We play to win, right? So, it's not like, well, I'm just gonna like be whatever and you gotta love me for me. Like, that doesn't work in real life. Doesn't work in the real world. It doesn't. You'll only attract a bandit like that. You won't attract what it is that you're trying to get. Like, have I the other day I was walking to take my trash out. This guy, I mean, you would consider him maybe, just your average regular schmegular black guy. This guy stops his car. I'm getting ready to go to the gym, so I've got on like tights. He stops his car and was like, "Let me get your trash." Gets out the car, gets my trash bag from me and takes it. And I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much." I didn't ask him. So, you know, when you start walking around with a different energy, you really do command a lot of different energy. Even back in the day, like when I was like wearing head wraps and stuff like that, and I was more like conscious, or I don't know what you would call me. But I remember one day I was going to the mall and there were these group of black guys and they were smoking and cussing up a storm. And I had on this like wrap skirt and a fitted shirt and my head wrap on, earrings and a little bit of makeup, not a lot. But as I approached, they put their cigarettes out, they stood up straight, they stopped cursing, they did not catcall me, and they were like, "How you doing, ma'am?" I was like, "I'm doing fine. How are you brothers doing?" And they're like, "We're doing good. Have a great day. You too." And I think it had everything to do with like how I carry myself. Like, maybe you are banded online, but in real life, you already know I'm not with the F stuff. I'm not with the F stuff, and that I command respect the way I carry myself, you know. Um, Let me look at y'all's comments and see what y'all was talking about. I had my 5-star hotel room package in Malta upgraded because I wore a simple red cotton dress. Yes, dark skinned gentlewoman. Yes, free breakfast the entire state. Yes, girl. I love it. Ooh, I love when black women use what they got to get what they want, girl. Yes. That's using what you have to get what you want, and why not? Yes, absolutely. Um, da-da-da. What else y'all talking about? I love upgrades, girl. Yes. Uppity says my boobs are a total imposition. Hey, Clover. Yes, dark skin, gentlewoman. I love it. 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 Yep, ditto. Uppity, mine too. A total imposition. I couldn't miss. I couldn't miss if I tried. So I know grown men can't. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Uh, yep, yep, yep. Y'all, thank you for liking. As y'all come through, I appreciate y'all. Um, but yeah. The main message that I wanted to share today was that just encouragement for Black women who are dating in their 30s and 40s, that we have a lot of competitive edges, pardon me, competitive advantages that we should play up to the fullest, to make the very most of our dating world, to make the very most of our dating experience when we expand our options and we venture off into other communities. And I know some women do have a hard time, like, there's some women are still having a hard time accepting the fact that, um, Black men, whether they're attorneys or, um, you know, Amazon warehouse employees, they have a lot of the same mentalities. I've been capturing screenshots. There really aren't very many black men that get through my filters, but the ones who do get through, they usually don't make it off the app. They usually don't even make it to the phone with me. They already like self-eliminate. So I have all the screenshots, but they got to be edited and blurred out pictures and blurred out names and all that stuff. But once I get all that done, I will go through all of them so that people can see like these guys are older and they're still trash. That's why I don't date them. There's one I'm still talking to. He hasn't revealed any bandit tendencies as of yet. So, whatever. I mean, I'm open, I suppose. I suppose I probably need to ask some more questions. Like, hey, how do you feel about 50-50? And then he'll reveal it. That's perfect. That's what I want. I think he says he's like 50. I think he says he's like 50 something. But who knows? Like, I don't really know until I like look them up online and find out their real age. Until then, it's just what they want other people to believe about their age. I do get my bills paid, groceries, bought, gifts, only because I don't fit the on-quote stereotype of Black women. I hate saying that. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing about this, about the stereotype is like, for example, like one of my guys is Indian, and um, he is a partner at his firm, and they recently, he was telling me, I had lunch with him a few weeks ago, and he was telling me that a black man made partner, and he told me that he hopes that that black guy brings on black people. So, and he's Indian. So it's like these people almost expect nepotism. They expect you to look out for your own people. It's only black men who think that they need to make their situations very white to be accepted. But it's interesting talking to another man, looking at this black man and what he would expect him to do, because all the Indians who are partners, they hire a lot of Indians. Now, the company itself has a partnership with some organization in, I think, North Carolina, to where they hire like a lot of like black women working from home as like admin assistants for a lot of these executives. So like his executive assistant is African American, and he's like he loves African American women, right? He sees them working hard, even if so I don't know. When we say stereotype, stereotypical black woman, we have to think about these men and where they are encountering black women. And a lot of times they are encountering black women working in their companies. So, because we're highly educated, right? So he might one of these executives might be working with a black woman on a project, or a contracting with a black woman's company, or procuring products from a black woman's company or whatever. And so these are the black women that they're coming into contact with. So a lot of times they know that we are diverse, right? And they know that black women are capable of running in these circles, and because we already are. So the bandits have, like, for example, these bandits talk about black women dating Pookies and Ray Rays all their life and wasting their time, and then now they want to high value black men. That narrative, that story doesn't bear out. I'm like, who are you talking about? I mean, I went to school in the suburbs. I don't know what thug? What? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many of us grew up in the suburbs? We don't know what this thug stuff is all about. We don't even know what they're talking about. I don't know anything about a thug. I didn't date a thug. I dated regular guys like in high school. So, and in college. So I don't know what they're taught. Like, that's just something, it's a fantasy. It's like just a fantasy that they made up in their head to make themselves feel good about underperforming in life. Like, um, put a one in the chat box if you dated thugs between high school and 25. Put a two if you dated regular guys. Yeah, exactly. It's just a fake storyline. It doesn't make sense. Twos. I'm seeing twos. These are people. Okay, women are just dating regular guys. Exactly. I'm seeing a bunch of twos in the chat. So this story that they keep saying that black women wasted their time dating thugs and now they want to get married and settle down. It's like it's just not true. Like, I mean, now granted, we lived in the outskirts of a very like wealthy school district that was predominantly white, right? My school was like 10% black. But yeah, I'm from the hood, but we moved to the suburbs. And that's where I went to school. And none of the black guys wanted to date me, right? Until high school. Like all through, they didn't want to deal with black women, black girls. They all chased after the white girls. When I was in school, I liked the black boys, they didn't like me. And then when we graduated high school, and a lot of the black guys didn't graduate, right? A lot of these black guys didn't even graduate. And then you run into them at the mall or something and they try to get your number. I'm like, I'm not giving you my number. You broke. You're not going to college. Like, I already got accepted into 5 schools. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Like, you don't even have a plan for your life. You're just smoking weed all day, not doing shit. And the crazy thing is like these black guys, they got the same education as me. And in fact, many of them, like I had a single parent, many of them had two-parent households. They lived in a better house than I did. They had better opportunities than me. They had more money than me. But somehow or another, you're still smoking weed and you didn't graduate. Why didn't you graduate? You'll be surprised how many black guys that I went to school with didn't graduate high school. And then try to talk to me after. And I'm like, inward. I'm not talking to you. I'm about to move out of state to go to school. I have a scholarship. Like, no, no. So when they get like talking about us dating thugs, I'm like, I think that you're very limited. I think that these bandits are very limited to like their own little ghetto lifestyle, their own little ghetto like corner of the world. And the reason why you're relegated to such low level females is because you are low level male, right? You're not qualified to interface with a woman of my caliber. The women in this chat box right now wouldn't talk to you if they saw you on the street. They would just turn around and walk the other way because you're a bandit. So you don't know about our lifestyle, about like suburban kids or even urban kids who like went to magnet schools or went to specialized schools, like us black women who, despite all the social obstacles that we have always strived to try to achieve greatness. But you don't know about our lifestyle because you don't have access to us. So you just like live in fantasy world and then you deal with like the women of your caliber that you have the ability to talk to, and maybe they're the ones dating Tyrones and thugs. I don't know, because I don't even hang out with those women. So I don't know. Like my friends, we all went to school in the suburbs. So that's what I know. Like, yeah, I have some family, some hood family, and they just gonna do what they gonna do. I mean, I don't sit up here and judge them. They're gonna do what they want to do. But you don't want them. You say like you probably don't want like my hood cousins. But if you want to try to date, you want to try to talk to somebody like me, you need to have some money. That's my number one criteria. Money first, character, and all that second. I'll look at everything else after I look at the resources. But I think that, we are starting to get to that point where we are valuing resources over everything because everything else can be worked out. Everything can be worked out, but the resources is very important, right? Like the resources. Every one of my male family members that was exposed to women of other races dated or married them. I don't have an issue with that. I am just confirming that this is true. Okay, Phyllis, straight up. I treated black men like I treat sweet potatoes. Don't like them, but I tried them enough so the VC couldn't say that I didn't give them either one a shot. Okay. I say, or does it say that because 25? Oh, thank you, sis. That's when they came. That's when they come low key. When you are over them and they ready to lift your and you're ready to lift your socioeconomic status. Yes. Those bandits are talking about the light-skinned exotical hood chick that rejected them. That's the thug story. Yeah, maybe so. Like, maybe so. But it's just like, we're so diverse. Like, gosh, Black women are just doing so much in the world. Traveling, opening up businesses, buying land, getting into investment, becoming debt free. It's just so diverse. It's just wow. And that's really when I knew that it was an issue with, because like the story has changed over the years as far as like um why Black men date out the most. It's back in the day when I was younger, I was told it was because Black women are something like boring or we're all the same or something like that. And I'm like, that's not true because there's like skater Black girls, rocker Black girls, like, you know, um, skiing Black girls, tennis Black girls, traveling Black girls. Like, I mean, yeah, R&B, soul Black girls, rocker Black girls, heavy metal Black girl. Like, like, we are everything. We do it all. So if you're not dating Black women, it's just because you just don't want to. It's not that you can't find what you want. You just want somebody that's not Black. Why can't you just see that? Black women are so diverse. Black women are so diverse. I was usually paired with an NBA, NFL bound athlete, not the thug types. Yeah, I dated a guy that went to the NFL, and he was such a trash bag. He went to like a D1 school playing ball, and he went to the NFL. He's a trash bag though. I ended up linking back up with him because now he's working on his PhD actually, and I don't know how. Because I know when he was in university, because he was like a starting player, he didn't even really have to do any work, like any academic work. They just kind of passed him. So I don't even know like how the hell he got a master's degree because he wasn't smart. The only thing that got him through high school and college was his athletic abilities. They just pushed him through. And so I thought, oh my God, I saw him on LinkedIn, right? I saw him on LinkedIn like years and years later. Well, he had tried to hoover me like years before, And then I saw him on LinkedIn and I was like, okay, well, he has a master's degree. Maybe he's changed. And so he was in this fraternity and he invited me to this charity event to donate this and this and that. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then I went and it was like he was a total disgusting trash bag. He was the same guy from high school. He was the same freaking guy from high school and college because we went to college in the same town. We didn't go to the same school, but we went to school in the same city. And he was a trash bag then. He was a trash bag in high school. And I met him in his 30s. He was a trash bag. And I was like, wow. But for me, it was a great lesson because it's like once a trash bag, always a trash bag. It's very, very seldom do they actually it's very seldom that they actually outgrow that trash bag mentality. Like they get old. I mean, there's been 67-year-old black men that have hit me up with that same trash bag mentality. In high school, those jocks had smart women doing their schoolwork for them. I think they do the same thing in college too. Yeah, well, for this guy, it wasn't even people, it was the institution. Like they had systems in place to push athletes through. Like the professors were in on it, tutoring systems were in on it, the coaches were in on it. It was a whole organized system at this like this was a good institution. This is like top institution in this country pushing the athletes through. So, because I know all his teammates, I met them, they were all stupid. One of them had a Confederate flag. This was like, I promise y'all, I'm not kidding. I went to this dorm room. These black men had a Confederate flag in their dorm room. And I was like, why do y'all have that Confederate flag? I don't understand. And he was like, well, it's not about racism. This is about patriotism or some shit. And I was like, all right, whatever. I ain't never seen no shit like that in my fucking life. This dude is looking at me. He blue black. He's blue black with dreads, with locks in his hair. Excuse me, locks. And he had put up a Confederate flag and he was defending it. And I mean, and now that I'm like thinking, because this was like my freshman year in college. I'm just like, I was in the NAACP, right? So I'm sitting up here working for black people in the NAACP, trying to register voters. I'm trying to do all this stuff. I was in like Rock the Vote, Rap the Vote. I'm doing all this stuff to try to uplift black people. And here it is, this black African American male, blue black, with a Confederate flag in his house and defending it. So now that I'm thinking about this old ass story, like black men really hate themselves. There's nothing we can do about that. There's nothing that we can do about that. All right, y'all. So the original topic was, I know I kind of veered off. The original topic was why wealthy men desire women in their 30s and 40s. And I think that we have covered quite a bit of the competitive edges that Black women have when we get into our 30s and 40s, as far as securing a man with resources and at least enjoying a healthy dating life, right? A fun, vibrant, luxurious dating life. And there's no reason why I believe most of us can do it, honestly. I believe that most of us can do it. We have what it takes. You might have some things that you're refining. I'm constantly refining. Like I'm thinking about, honestly, y'all, I'm thinking about getting my eyebrows done, like those like semi-permanent ones. I'm thinking about it. What do y'all think about that? I'm thinking about doing that. So yeah, I'm to that point where I'm like, what do I want to work on next? I know with my teeth, I have like a few more medical things to do over the next few months. And then once I finish with that, I'm going to go back to orthodontist and I'm going to do my whitening and stuff like that. So yeah, once you have money and you have time, you just sit up there and think about what little things that you want to refine about yourself. Why not? But just because my teeth are not exactly where I want them doesn't mean that I'm not out there dating. I am, right? Just because I haven't got my eyebrows done doesn't mean I'm not out there dating. So, I think it's a matter of getting out there and getting started. So, if you hit my Instagram and send me a voice note, you can hit my Instagram. The link is in the description or in the about page. Send me a voice note and I'll invite you to the Discord, because over there inside the Discord we're actually like critiquing actual conversations, because I'm trying to see like why you ladies are not getting, like, why are some ladies not getting invited to dates? Like what's the holdup? So there might be little things that we can kind of critique with the conversation that can help you get on these dates with these guys, so you can start dating and experience in the life that you want, because there's a whole community, like it's just a whole nother world out there in the real world that's just has nothing to do with any of the talking points that's on YouTube. I'm whitening my teeth now and getting the health of my nails right. Nice, beautiful. Hey girl, I'm thinking about doing that too. Microbladed eyebrows and then my teeth. Hey, we are on the same page. We are on the same page, because those are the exact things that I'm thinking about doing. And guess who? I already know who's gonna do it for me. I already know what guy's gonna take care of it, because I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying for it. I already know who's gonna do it. I'm just gonna be like, babe, I've been thinking about getting my eyebrows done. I think I can save time and I won't be late to our dates all the time if you just go ahead and take care of my eyebrows for me. Oh, congratulations on your Invisalign, Gemini. Congratulations, sister. I'm going to watch the replay. I just got here, so we shouldn't lie about our age. I was saying that I'm in my mid-20s. Well, Alchemy, it really just depends on what you're trying to do. And it depends on how old he is as well. So like let's say you just want to like, if you have a short-term goal and you're just trying to like go out and like have some fun, then I would say it doesn't matter if you lie about your age. Like you're just like, hey, I want to go here, or I want to go to Miami, I want to do this or that. It doesn't matter if you lie about your age. And especially if he's in his like early 40s to mid 40s, yeah. I mean, if you want to lie, then we don't play fair over on here on this channel. We don't play fair. So do what you have to do to get what you need. But I would say if you're dealing with a man in his like mid 50s, you really don't have to lie, you know? And if you think that you might want to keep him around for a while, you don't have to lie. But the thing about lying about your age is that men lie about their age. So they're going to be very understanding if you have to at some point in time, like let's say way down the line, you get comfortable with him, or he, you're ready to tell him like, oh, by the way, whatever. 9 times out of 10, he already lied about his age. So who is he to get mad at you that you lied about your age? Right? Because they lie. Selfish Love says, get out there. I'm overweight and get date offers all the time. I got out of a relationship with a high value man. It's possible. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I need someone to pay for my teeth. LOL, it's expensive. I had braces in childhood and pregnancy, spaced them out again. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, just get you a guy that's gonna be regular, that you're gonna date regularly, that is smitten with you, because they really to spend that kind of money, they have to really be smitten with you. And then what I would do, Alchemy, is like whenever you do get the guy, like just take him on the consult, like just tell him that you need his support. You need his moral support because you're scared. You're just so scared. Oh my God, I'm so afraid. And I really need you to be there for me. He's going to be like, what is it? Like, I'll tell you, like, just get ready. And then take him to the orthodontist with you for the consultation. And just tell him, like, I'm scared what they're going to say, because I just don't know, like, I don't know if that's too far gone, and I don't know, and I just need you to hold my hand, baby. Please hold my hand, baby, through this consultation. Girl, take his ass on the consultation and don't ask him and just be like, oh my God, you guys can really restore my smile? My God, baby. And then from there, girl, you should get it paid for. He should pay for it from there, right? He's already there at the office. And the guy and the dentist is the orthodontist is gonna be looking at him like, are you ready to take care of it for your daughter? I mean, who is this? Because girl, yes, I be with men and I sometimes I do look like their daughter. Oh gosh, I know that's right. I'm going 10 to 20 years older. Ages 43 to 53. Girl, I don't really like guys under 45. Guys under 45 are hot messes. I'd be like 45 and up. 45 and up. 40, 40, 41. Let's see. NR Simmons says, I'm looking into medical tourism for dental now, but they have a full network of expats that will help you. Okay, that's good. I know a lady that just went to Colombia for veneers. For me, I'm a little bit bougie when it comes to that. I like to be able to sue my doctor if they mess up. So I want to get my stuff done in the US. I just need it to be done here. But I do know a woman, a pretty brown skinned woman who went to Colombia recently, and it looks really good. Like her veneers look beautiful. So, and I've known people to go to Dominican Republic to get BBLs, but I don't like them. I don't like the work that they do in DR on the BBL, or I don't know if she just put too much in there or what, but I don't like that. It was just, yeah. So yeah, I think as long as you do your research and get like vetted and stuff like that, that it can be a good situation. I know people that go down to Mexico to get dental work done, even just regular dental work, because even with their flight, hotel, and everything else, they still end up spending less money than if they got it done in the US. So, I think every woman can kind of vet it out and see what's going to be the best for her. You're right. My ex is 43 and he was still dusty at that grown man age. Yeah. Well, the thing about being dusty is that dusty doesn't really have an age limit. Like I've talked to guys who've been in their 60s and they're dusty. And you guys will see when I show you the screenshots. So it's not even just age, it's a mentality that they have of dust. So um I find that a lot of like guys from other communities, they feel lucky to have a vibrant young woman on their arm, and they know that you are the one who is the prize, and they will treat you as such because they already know that you're the prize. Like, look at you. Like, yeah, look at me, and I'm smart. And like the great thing about like being really beautiful and youthful looking is our intelligence is like the icing and the cherry on top. Like, you're beautiful. I could just sit here and stare at you all day. But when you open up your mouth and talk, you are so sweet and intelligent. And then these guys are just in the palm of our hands at that point in time because they value the intelligent conversation and the confidence and the sophistication that comes with being 30s and 40s. Have you know? I mean, there's been times where like even like I'll go out and there'll be like 20 something year old girls and I got their guys looking away from them and at me. And it's just because of the way I carry myself. And I know that these girls, if they keep refining themselves, that they're going to get there too. But they're not there yet. Even the perfume choices that we choose, we be wearing grown woman perfume, Chanel, Yves Saint Laurent, right? We're not wearing Victoria's Secret shit. When you get grown and sexy, you get grown and sexy. And there is a difference. We smell expensive. We even smell expensive. We don't wear body spray like these young girls do. And the men know, like, okay, I'm dealing with a different kind of woman. She got on Chanel. Yeah, of course. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's that sophistication. So, with that said, to play it up, continue to refine yourself. Um, Continue to refine yourself. Continue to practice talking to men. And practice being around men, practice getting what you want from them. Because at the end of the day, it's more important to get what you want than to be right, right? It's more important to get what you want and to have a good time, have a great experience, stay safe, have fun. And this is the time to really revel in your 30s and your 40s. Because doesn't it feel good to feel good in your skin, to like feel comfortable and confident? It feels good. Cece says, I think I have some perfectionist issues. I feel I have to lose the pandemic weight to date again, even though mentally I know it does not matter. Yeah, so you just got to get out there then, Sissy. Because, Sissy, this is the thing. Like, I think that's why I'm on here talking about this for this very issue that you're saying. I talk to so many Black women who are like waiting on something before they get out there. They're waiting on something like, oh, well, as soon as I lose 15 pounds or as soon as I get better at leveling up. And I'm like, well, how can you level up by yourself? Leveling up, you got to yeah, part of leveling up is leveling up within your home, but like you got to level up outside. You got to level up with men because how are you going to refine? Like every time I go on a date, I come home and I think about like, okay, what went good? What did I not like? What did I like? What do I want to do different next time? That's what I think about. So I'm constantly refining. Like I'll make mistake. I'm like, oh well, I think whenever this or that, like okay, next time. Or, I really like that phrase. Like even when it comes to asking for money, I have so many different configurations, you know what I'm saying, that I try out. I have so many configurations. Now I've even tried writing out scripts. I'm like, oh, I'm about to ask for this, I'm about to ask for that, and I write it out and I practice it a few times, and then I'll lay it on him like this is what blah 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 blah. I try the strategy because I don't know like if it's gonna work unless I try it. I don't know if it's gonna work, so I'll just try different things. I try different phrases, and like when I find a phrase that works, then I use it. I just keep using it. And if it's a phrase that falls flat, I let it go, I abandon it, and I just switch up. So as far as the pandemic weight is concerned, black is your friend, girl. Get you some a black jumpsuit or black dress or black pantsuit. I mean, dresses are always great. And whatever you have that you can play up, even if it's your wrist or your eyes or your lips or whatever, and then get out there and start mingling. Go to a 5-star hotel, bar during happy hour. See if there are any people are traveling now, so see if there are any conferences coming to your town, like business conferences, and get out there. Also, you can go to like if you live on the water, you can go to like yacht club events. Um, those are nice. Golf, anything around golf is going to attract money. So go to see if there's any like nonprofit golf associations or sometimes golf resorts. Sometimes country clubs have restaurants attached to them. So that's a great place to meet wealthier guys. Or you can take golf lessons. You could take sailing lessons. Those are great. Ranchers are great. So like if you live in a place where there's like lots of land, where there's like agricultural guys, a lot of those agricultural guys have a lot of money, like ranchers and farmers. And I know they look broke as hell. They be dirty sometimes, girl. They be having boots on, but they be millionaires. They be low key, quiet millionaires. The thing about white money and non-black money is it's very a lot of times quiet. They don't wear flashy clothes. They have like regular schmegular watches on, like looks like their watch came from Walmart sometimes. And they'll be rich as hell. They'll just be quietly stacking up their money. They'll be nerds, you know? And those are the guy like those kind of guys. So if you have like a country western type of bars where ranchers go over there and sit at the bar and order like a tonic water or a club soda and just sit up there and just, look cute and wait for a guy to start talking to you. Now, with white guys, you do have to kind of give them an invitation because a lot of times they will not approach us. So, a lot of times, like if you're at the bar and you see a white guy checking you out, just raise your glass to him. Just like raise your glass, like cheers, and smile at him, and he'll come talk to you. Yeah. White guys need an overt invitation to talk to you. They need an overt invitation a lot of times. So really smile or just wave at them or something like that. And a lot of times they'll get up and come and talk to you once they see, like, oh, okay, I can go talk to her. I've noticed that about those men, but I like those types. They are true gentlemen and very mannerable, too, I have noticed. Yeah, I love nerds. I love nerds. Yes, the ranchers got money, girl. Yes, selfish love. The ranchers got money. A lot of them do. So, like, if you see a guy with like boots on and a belt and like, you can kind of tell the difference between dusty white and like, I got money, but I still look a little bit dirty white money. I don't know. I can tell the difference. I can tell the difference. You can just tell when a white guy, like, he's got his boots on, but he's got money. Like, especially look at his truck. If he's got like a really nice truck, if he has a really nice truck, you know, you can tell he has money. You can tell by the way he carries himself a lot of times. And so, get out there. Yeah, get out there and don't wait. Like, just get out there and practice. So check out my videos. I have a videos about avoiding coffee dates because I do. I know there's, different strategies, but I'm not gonna say I don't approve. You guys are grown ladies. You do what you want. You are grown ladies and you will do what you want. But I have learned through dating that coffee dates are not good. Coffee dates are not good for women in their 30s and 40s because the thing about being in your 30s and 40s and dating a variety of men from different communities is that you need to know that you're his preference. You need to know that he truly desires you and that he is attracted to you. I mean, pardon me, that you are attractive to him. And any man is willing to spend $5 on a woman's company. Any man. He don't even have to be attracted to her. It don't matter. It's just $10. He don't have nothing to lose if it's just $10. So yeah, he will waste your time. He has the ability to waste your time if your price is $10. And when you're in your 30s and 40s, do we have time to waste? We don't. We don't have time to waste like that. So since we don't have time to waste on $10 dates, we're not going to date a man that's offering us coffee. It's not going to happen. I don't recommend it. If you're trying to date, if you're trying to have a level up luxury dating experience, I don't recommend starting at $10. So check out my videos on that. Okay, hold on now. Yes, the Atkins bar. That's great advice that Uppity Unicorn gave about don't go on any date that costs less than your face. And I'll tell y'all, as far as refinement is concerned, when I started this process, I wasn't really going to Sephora. Now that's the only place I go to get makeup and stuff is Sephora, you know? So do you think that I sat up there and wait like, well, oh, I can't date until I can afford Sephora? No, I was wearing this black on like foundation powder and I was wearing drugstore makeup, right? Like that's how I started, but now my guys take me to Sephora. I have not spent any of my own money at Sephora. Like usually some guy takes me to Sephora and buys me what I want. And so yeah, the makeup is expensive. And so is the skincare products as well that I use, the mask and the eye cream and all of this and that. That stuff costs money. The hair, the heels, the lashes, the contour, all that stuff costs money. And then gas, parking, valet, right? So why am I gonna sit up here and go for $10 date? And for me, it's not so much about like the money itself. It's about I need to screen I you need to screen these guys out. You need to screen these guys out. So you need to know a guy, usually whether he has money or not, he's not going to take a woman he's not attracted to a nice restaurant and spend, I don't know, $200-300 on dinner, buy a bottle of wine, right? Appetizers, dinner, dessert. He's not going to do all that if he's only going to do that for women that he's truly attracted to for the most part. So you need to know, are you really attracted to me? Because if he's not really attracted to you, it's not going to be a good recipe for you to get like where you're trying to go. You need to know that he's truly attracted to you. So that's why we don't go to the park. We don't go to free museums. We don't go to Starbucks. We're not doing that. No gracias. It's like one guy I'm dating now, we ended up going to a five-star restaurant. His first restaurant was like a happy hour spot. And I'm like, I don't want to, no, I prefer, um, I think I said, like, I'm not really crazy about that place. And then from there, because he's attracted to me, he's like, well, wherever you want to go, where do you want to go? And he offered me two five-star places. And I was like, this one. He said, okay, let's do it. Whatever makes you happy. That's the words I like to hear. Whatever makes you happy. I love to hear those words. Thank you, sir. So, sometimes guys will lowball you because, they're going to do that, but that doesn't mean you have to accept that. You can always redirect them to what you really want. You can redirect them to what you want so that you can make sure that they're truly attracted to you. I get my lip gloss from that and they're willing to because it pays $15. Yep. Mm-hmm. I love it. Yes, girl, music to the ears. Whatever makes you happy, baby. Or is that all you want? I love that too. When you ask for something, they're like, oh, is that all you want? I love that. Because I'm like, well, now that you mentioned, actually, I would also like this other thing too. Thank you. So, so yeah, ladies. All right, I'm gonna go attend to my little one. It's been great chatting with y'all, and thank you for joining the live. Now is our time to shine, women in our 30s and 40s. Our time to shine and know that we are valued and desirable. We just have to find our sweet spot out here in this dating world. Okay. All right, y'all. Have a blessed one. Peace.